Alright species, welcome to a brand new Flash video, and it's been a minute, really it has, since I've done a proper Flash update. Recently I've been covering a lot of other news, and there was some Flash stuff in terms of return dates for the CW, which I did in a video the other day, which I do recommend checking out. But today, we're going to look at some of the set photos for the Flash from Canada Graphs. Big shout out to him. You may have seen me use his stuff before on the Flash, or even recent Batwoman set photos and whatnot. There will be a lot more photos that you can gain access to, and just, you know, really get a little bit of a deeper dive in terms of what we're discussing in today's video on the link in the top pinned comment. But today I thought it would be fun to take a little bit of a deep dive into what he has seen on the set of The Flash for what he believes is The Flash Season 7 Episode 3, which looks like it will be the finale for the Season 6 storyline. It could be Episode 4, but yeah, either 703 or 704, and I've got quite a few thoughts on this, because it looks like a certain Carlos Valdez may be returning to the Vibe ways, or not. That's where I invite your comments down in the comment section below, I suppose, for a little bit of a discussion as always. There's also some stuff with how this all concludes with Ava that has got my brain in a bit of a knot, because it looks like there's a little bit of collaboration going on here between Team Flash and Ava McCulloch, aka Mirror Master or Mirror Mistress, whatever way you prefer, I suppose. And as we know, with the pandemic, we never got to finish the Season 6 storyline. It finished very prematurely, and there's already been some changes that are present in the photos that you're seeing on screen. But the most interesting find that I think everyone, well, a lot of fans in the Flash fandom are talking about is Cisco. Here we see freaking Cisco. Well, we'll talk about the grander lineup here in a minute, because there's definitely some weird stuff with Mirror Master, Ava being amongst them in a very collaborative kind of stance. But here we see Cisco in what appears to be the Vibe kind of goggles or glasses. I don't know, like you can see the little blue LED tinge to that very slightly. So I'm not saying that Cisco Ramon is 100% Vibe again. If you ask me, which some of you probably didn't, but I wish they never did. Oh man, I can go on a whole tangent about this. The whole throwing away the powers thing, and then I can't get into it because I really don't like that. Obviously, this is pertaining to some kind of Vibe nod. He's got the gauntlets there. Very interestingly as well, though, it doesn't stop there. He's got some kind of torso piece on. No one else has that. We'll talk about Killer Frost in a second, because that's also interesting that she's there. We've got, obviously, the Flash there. We've got Iris, and we've got Ava. None of them seem to be wearing any of these kind of shards, I guess you would say. They look like shards. Maybe it isn't far of me to say, a far reach to say perhaps they're mirror shards. I don't know. Why is Cisco the only one wearing these mirror-looking shard things on his torso? Maybe it could pertain slightly to the fact that he's also wearing a get-up of a gauntlet. And it also seems like he has some kind of other attachment hanging off of his legs there. I don't know. But either way, the reason why I think nobody else is wearing any kind of stuff like that is because Cisco has to wear these on his chest that perhaps pertain to his little gauntlet there that somehow operates within the Mirrorverse. I don't know. Look, I'm not going to go on about this too much or ramble too much about this, because it could be anyone's guess. The fact of the matter is that Cisco appears to be wearing those Vibe glasses, so I don't know if he's got some kind of equipment here in that gauntlet or in that kind of weird attachment hanging off his leg. I think that's hanging off of his leg. That kind of mimics the Vibe powers. Why else would he be in the Vibe get-up? I have no idea. It's technically not the Vibe get-up. I suppose the only true Vibe things here are the glasses. Those are 100% the same. And the gauntlet. It would just be awesome if they could just somehow give him his powers back. I think Carlos Valdez probably even wants that. But I guess they want a good nod for a story of an excuse even to bring those back. Which they've already had through Crisis. And even had them during Crisis. They could have just given them back to him. Now, as for Killer Frost is there very interestingly, and she wasn't meant to be there originally. She actually, for the finale, like leading up to that finale for Season 6, which we should have got if it wasn't for the pandemic, she wasn't going to be in those episodes. Ralph was going to be, obviously, but during the pandemic and during the drama behind The Flash, Ralph isn't there anymore. They've obviously found a way to write Killer Frost into this final confrontation. I believe Eric Wallace, and this is not a direct quote, quote, but he did say some stuff has changed, but majoritively it is still the same. I don't think Killer Frost now being in this final conclusion to the Ava McCulloch storyline or Mirror World storyline is going to be a massive deal. I just think that, they're like, now it's obviously freaking November. We could put Danielle Panabaker in there. Why not? Like, she wasn't available before, but now she is. Oh, yeah, but also we're missing a cast member due to some drama behind the scenes, Ralph, who would have most likely been in this kind of heroic lineup you're seeing here. But they're like, yeah, let's throw Danielle Panabaker's Killer Frost in there. I'm sure she will probably fill a similar role to whatever Ralph did, or she would just be, I don't know, knocked on the head. And she's not so helpful, and it's just down to Barry to, you know, sort out whatever the problem is. The very interesting thing about some of these photos I'm showing on screen is that Ava is there as well, and I'm sorry it took me this long to get onto this part, but Ava, it looks like she's working with Team Flash. Like, she doesn't look like she has any malicious, sinister looks on her face. If anything, they're concerned. Now, in some other photos as well, we do see multiple Avas. I believe Canada Graphs, if I remember correctly, says in this very blog that there's around 7 to 8 extras, or doubles, should I say, of Mirror Mistress running around. Now, yet again, I have no idea if this is the case. It could be something similar to this, but maybe through what Ava's done and as a development of her powers or something or another, she's almost spliced into duplicate versions of herself. One of the reasons I'm kind of latching onto this as well is because in the trailer for The Flash Season 7, and we've kind of seen it already, we see these multiple versions of Iris trying to taunt her as well. What if further down the line of being this kind of Mirror Mistress and where you fully embraced it, you get actual doubles? And we have seen doubles on the show before, like the fake Iris, but what if it gets to a point of where they keep duplicating and they really, as we know as well, we can't forget this is very important to my point, the Mirrorverse Iris wanted to kind of low-key live her own life. What if we have duplicates of Ava McCulloch who want to do their own thing? They don't necessarily want to, you know, rent a property down in Central City and live their own 9-to-5 job or anything life. They maybe have even grander ideas for evil villainy than even the OG Ava McCulloch has herself. Now, I like Ava McCulloch as a villain from what we've seen so far because she isn't necessarily outright villain. She's kind of got skewed in the Mirrorverse a little bit. She even spared the Flash. I don't think she's outright like, I'm evil, 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 evil. But of course, she does have tendencies for that. So I think if there are other versions of her, they will definitely be highlighting the evil streak in her even more so, which is where in this photo, as you're seeing on screen, there are multiple versions of her. Why else would she literally be in a lineup with Team Flash other than to obviously stop something? Now, I'm not saying it is the duplicates. This could be some other kind of thing they're tackling here where they all have to unite together to stop it. I mean, for crying out loud, seeing them hold hands as well, that doesn't scream like, I'm gonna kill you or just stop you. We need to work together to stop something else. And that's something else. I do have a slight slither of a trail we can go down because of the original synopsis for Season 7, which is still being maintained till today, apart from Ralph Dibny being taken out of it. I wanted to bring this up again because this could pertain to this part of the synopsis. Flash will ultimately defeat Mirror Master, but in doing so, he'll also unleash an even more powerful and devastating threat on Central City, one that threatens to tear his team and his marriage apart. Now, what if in this moment, Ava, I don't know whether she's working, or she is kind of working with Team Flash, holding their hands, trying to stop something. Maybe she gets sacrificed. It's kind of like a villainous tragedy. I don't know. I don't think they'll necessarily feel mega sorry for her, but maybe she'll perish in the finale. So in other words, as this synopsis says, Flash will ultimately defeat Mirror Master, but in doing so, in this moment, maybe it unleashes that even more powerful and devastating threat on Central City. Now, we do know that the first graphic novel villain for Season 7 is meant to be Godspeed, so I don't know if this kind of unlocks a bigger kind of barrier to Godspeed coming into present day, the actual real Godspeed, or if it's another character overall. Who knows? We really don't know what surprises they have up their sleeves there. But I thought that would be interesting to note because it looks like some kind of conclusion moment is happening in these set photos when they're holding hands. We know there's duplicate versions of Ava McCulloch, some of them standing around pointing their guns and doing certain things. Canada Graph said there's a burning car in the background, so maybe some pretty hectic stuff is going on, but the OG one seems to be holding hands with the Team Flash members. So maybe it's more about stopping her duplicate selves from doing stuff that she didn't really even have plans for. And in the end, that for some reason, potentially because of the Mirrorverse having some weird effect, unlocks and unleashes, as this synopsis says, an even more powerful and devastating threat. But I think that is everything. I've been rambling quite a bit. I don't think I have anything else to say about these photos, just going through them even more. All we know is that Ava McCulloch is certainly concentrating while she holds hands, and it looks like everyone is, to a degree. I don't know what they're trying to achieve other than my aforementioned speculation, but you are welcome to let me know what you think down in the comments below. Yet again, if you want to see a bunch more of these photos, head over to the top pin link in the comment section to check out Canada Graphs' blog. Also, let me know, do you think that Cisco is on his way back to Vibe, or do you think he's just merely utilizing the Vibe goggles to help him access some other kind of technology, and really it doesn't pertain to the actual Vibe from before at all? Like this video if you did enjoy it, subscribe for more Flash updates just like this. Head over to my Twitter, follow me on there, I'm very active on there. Check out my Patreon if you want to support me a bit further. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, hope you all have a lovely rest of your day, and I'll see you speedsters in the next video. Goodbye.